Hey guys, Crimson Cavalier here. Welcome to another episode of Splatoon gameplay, plus updated impressions. I wanted to do this video because last time I made an impressions video, I was pretty much exclusively using the roller, and back then that's all I used because I thought that was the best weapon ever. And I wanted to do something else. I wanted to show some of the other weapons I like to use. Um, and so I'm using the 52 gal, which is a pretty cool weapon here. Um, it has a lot of power, pretty good range. It's a little slow on the rate of fire, but it's got the seeker as the bomb, the secondary weapon, which is a pretty good one. Plus, it has ink strike. Yeah, this guy, he kept doing this, and it really bugs me when people, that's all they do, is go for kills. It's kind of obnoxious, but whatever. He kicks my butt, like, a lot uh, here. But anyway, I also wanted to do some updated impressions on the game because a lot of stuff has changed uh, since I made my original impressions video. Um, First of all, pretty much as soon as I uploaded the original impressions video, my impressions were obsolete because a lot of the things I talked about pretty much changed right when I uploaded the video. For example, the new game mode, which is pretty much King of the Hill, came up pretty much as soon as I had said that right now we only had one game mode and whatever. But yeah, the new game mode came out. It's called, I forgot what it's called. I haven't tried it yet. I'm not tired of this mode yet. Turf War. I'm not tired of it yet, so I really haven't done anything else but this. So I'm really enjoying this game. This game is not getting old to me at all, which is weird because I don't know. I didn't expect this game to. I've been playing it straight for 2 months, 2 weeks since it came out. Nothing has. I haven't taken it out of the console. It's been the game that's been in my Wii U the entire time. But some of the things that I didn't like are still going on. Um, like you can still not join up with friends yet. Uh, you you have to wait and hope that a spot opens up if you're wanting to play with friends, which is, I don't know. I think it's pretty stupid. And the other thing that I don't like is the rotation of the maps. You can see here we just got stomped. Uh, Taking a little break, we got stomped pretty badly. I did not do very well. Anyway, the map rotation is still pretty bad. Um, you, I've had it where I've gotten the same map like 7, 8 times in a row, and I get tired of the same map. There's only 2 stages per 4 hours, so every 4 hours the stages rotate. But I think that's really stupid. That's a long time to be playing the same 2 stages. I think it's awful. To be perfectly honest, I think it's a terrible, terrible, terrible decision, and I really hope they change it in the future. Um, so here we are. This is a pretty cool level. Now it sucks because both of these levels, and this is going to my other complaint that I still have. Both of these levels are more roller type levels. They have a lot of flat open area, and I feel like you could do better with the roller. But I wanted to show off these other two weapons that I've been using. Um, so I'm being stubborn, and I'm going to keep using these two, the 52 gal and the other one that I'll show you in a second. Um, the ink strike, by the way, is now my favorite weapon. My favorite special. The ink strike is just so good. I use it all the time. And if they ever come up with a roller, if I don't know, I'm only level 18. But if I get to level 20 and I find that they have a roller with Ink Strike, I may never get out of the roller again because Ink Strike is awesome. Yeah. Anyway, you can't switch weapons without exiting the game and then coming back in. So, ooh, look at that. Good dodge by me. Um, for example, here, I want to, like, if I wanted to say, hey, you know, I'm playing these two levels that are actually really roller intensive, I think, in my opinion. Um, I can't, I have to exit the game, switch my weapons before I'm allowed to switch my weapons, is what I mean. I have to get out of the game to switch the weapons. I think you should be able to switch your weapons between matches. I think it's really doesn't make any sense to me why they don't allow uh, you to switch your weapons. Your yeah, uh, the new weapon, the brush. If you have a quick trigger finger, it can be pretty good. Um, I've tried using it. It's not for me, but I've seen some people really clean up with it, like really well. Um, anyway, I think you should be able to switch up because in this case, yeah, you have two levels that are good for the roller, but sometimes you have one weapon that is perfect for the roller, and then you have another level in the rotation that is perfect for a splatter gun, splatter shot, or something like that. And you have to pick one or the other. One level might not be very good for the roller, but you're stuck with it because you can't switch your weapons and equipment between rounds. And I think that's terrible. I really don't like that. I think it's a really poor decision to not allow that. Whatever. And I'm going to show you something else that is kind of weird to me after the after this results page. Here we go. So yeah, I did much better. I get the 1010 points here, and it goes towards my equipment. You can see down there, but each piece of clothing comes with um, one set perk, and then the higher ranking have 3 empty slots that you fill. But those fills are random, so the game will determine. Oh, I switched my weapons. I didn't show that. I had to cut it because it was a communication error, so I said I might as well change weapons. I'm using the arrow spray. I forgot if it's the MG or the other one. I think it's the whatever. It's the golden one, the one that comes with the ink strike as the special. You can see how fast it sprays. You can cover a lot of ground really quickly. Like I already have a special. The problem with it versus the 52 gal is that it is a lot weaker. So it takes a lot more shots to down an opponent. But since that's not the purpose of the game, it really doesn't matter to me that much. But you'll see how much more. I get a lot more ink strike specials with this weapon, and it also comes with mines, which I will show you in a second. I think. So the mines you. Oh, yeah, that happened. Um, yeah, so the mines you put them down. You can they're timed. So if no one comes near them, they'll go off on their own after a little while. So they don't stay there forever, which is unfortunate. But if someone does come nearby, they go off. So it's kind of like a proximity mine coupled with like a grenade or something. That it goes off on its own. But yeah, here's I think this is my second. Is it my second or third? I haven't been paying attention. Um, my second ink strike, I think. But anyway, you can see how fast it is. But anyway, back to the gear. Back to the gear. Um, it's random. So whenever you level up your gear, the new perk that you're gonna get is completely random. You no say in it. And something that kind of doesn't bother me, but I don't like it. See, I just stepped on that mine there, so that was dangerous. Um, Something that bothers me is sometimes you'll see on my shirt. I think it's my shirt. I have two defense uh, badges. I guess I don't know what to call them. And you would say, well, that's kind of cool, but the whole point of having so many slots on the higher end gear is so you can have multiple perks on one item, right? On just the one item of clothing. And it kind of defeats the purpose to have one item of clothing that has, a bunch of the same perks, I think. That's just my opinion. I wish you could kind of pick your own perks. That's just me, though. It's not really a huge deal, but whatever. Um, Here's the end of this round, and I think I did much better, as you can see there. The other thing I'm going to complain about is the players themselves. I see too many people going for the splats and not covering the ground. I think some people are still thinking it's all about the splats, but I saw a guy go, I think he went something like 12-1, and he only splatted like 300 points worth of ground. And of course their team lost, which uh, just goes to show it's not about the splats, it's about the ground you cover. So here we're doing the greenhouse again, but this time with the splatter shot. And here's something else. Yeah, this guy, he's covering or she's covering the ground, around the home base. But you'd be surprised how many people just leave the entire home base uncovered. There's going to be a match later on at the end that I'm going to show. I mean, we get stomped, and it's because my teammates they decided that they didn't want to splat the home ground. That's free territory to cover. Look at all this empty space that no one wanted to take care of because everyone wants to be the hero, and I don't know. I don't know. It really irritates me when people just go straight for the glory and don't take care of the simple stuff, because this is a good way to lose a match, to leave a bunch of home territory uncovered. And there's a Kraken and I run away, and there's no shame in that because you can't kill them. So whatever. Now here's a strategy. You see, rollers can cover a lot of ground. Um, I personally, if I see somebody rolling, I'll gun for them. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's very important to take the rollers out because they're the ones that can do the most damage in my opinion. Um, but back to the strategy. A lot of people, I think, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm an expert. I'm only, I'm not. But I think a lot of people don't know how to play this game. And I've lost a lot of matches because people just wanted to splat instead of covering the ground. I think that's whatever. That's just my opinion on the matter. Here we have a little cat and mouse that I play with this guy. He does the same to me. I do the same to him. You see how much more ground I cover with this gun? It's pretty amazing. Yeah, I really enjoy it, and it makes for a little bit different strategy than if you have the 52 gal. The 52 gal is more of a crazy head on, full on attack, you know, kind of weapon, and this one's more of a, I don't know, more, I don't want to call it strategic, but yeah, that's pretty much it, strategic. And here's another little cat and mouse I play with this sniper. I can't use the sniper rifles. I really I'm not good at them at all. Um, Whatever. There's a pretty close match there. Yeah, I went, 3-0. Not bad. I'm not, like I said, it's not about the splats, guys. It really isn't. So, going back to the, here's the other thing I don't like. You can't get out of this menu right here that we're looking at. If you change your mind and you don't want to play anymore, once you're on this menu, the only way to get out is to reset the game. Like, actually reset the game. Like a hard reset. Uh, and I just don't get that. You can't back out of a match once you're in? Really? I think that's ridiculous. Um, I think it's really stupid. And I think that's something else they need to work on. Which takes me to something just about the Wii U in general. The home button doesn't work, all the time. There are times when you can't use the home button. Like if you're online, if you're in the middle of an online match, the home button sometimes is unavailable, which to me is unacceptable. Your home button should always work. Like if I press the home button in the middle of an online match, right here, it won't let me. I think the home button, like the Xbox 360, should work all of the time, period. Like there should be no point in time where I can't press the home button and access the home menu. I think that's, I don't know. I think that's a pretty big design flaw uh, in terms of the Wii U operating system in general. But that's beside the point. So, back to the match though. Um, this is one of the levels that they announced that they said we're going to download. There's going to be more maps after a little bit, and we're going to show some new weapons and new game modes and all that stuff. And I think a lot of people, I mentioned this in the first video. A lot of people were complaining. They were being complainers that Nintendo had released an unfinished game, and these maps and game modes and new weapons were released. I mean, it's been 2 weeks, and I think a lot of people, I think Nintendo themselves even, didn't expect people to be playing this game as much as they are. I think a lot of these updates are like, oh, it'll be a couple of weeks before we release this, whatever. This game sold like crazy, especially in Japan. Some of the figures are pretty impressive, but you know, these game modes, maps, and stuff, and new downloads that were all free, by the way, if you remember me saying that. Free updates, free upgrades. You're not paying a cent for them. They came out really soon, and I don't know. I think it was kind of silly for people to really complain that this game was unfinished, which because it wasn't, and then now seeing how quickly these updates and downloads came out, I think it's, I don't know, a lot of people are still complaining online, which makes no sense whatsoever to me. But whatever. Yeah. Wow, the other team did really well there. Everyone scored in the thousands. So here we go. I'm about to get a new perk there. I got speed, ink speed. So if I'm in squid form, I travel faster in the ink. I believe that's what that means. So yeah, about those updates and stuff. I think people just needed to get over that. And from what I understand, a lot of these updates were timed, so they were going to come out no matter what at a certain point. They were built in the game, and just after a certain amount of time, they were available. So a lot of people have no idea what they're talking about when they're they just, I don't know. People kind of, they'll make any excuse, won't they, just to not like something. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. And here's something else I'd like to mention. For the people out there hating on this game because it's not Call of Duty, as well as the people who really enjoy this game and are calling this a Call of Duty killer, both of you, both groups, really stop. You're embarrassing yourselves. Because first of all, this game is not Call of Duty. It's not a Call of Duty killer. And on the same that exact the opposite side of that coin, it's not Call of Duty. So quit comparing it to Call of Duty and saying it sucks because it's not as good as Call of Duty. It's a different game entirely. Like I've said a couple times already, it's not about the splats, it's not about the kills, it's not about your kill death ratio. It's about covering ground. And like I said, I haven't played the King of the Hill version game mode, but I'm pretty sure that's not about killing either. I'm pretty sure that's about covering as much ground as you can and keeping the territory that you've claimed. So, yeah, people really just enjoy the game if you enjoy the game, and stop worrying about what Call of Duty fans are doing or thinking. Nope, don't. It doesn't matter. They don't matter when it comes to Splatoon. Just let them play their game. You know, let them play their game, and you play this game. All right. And if you enjoy both games, great. But let that be that. Don't like seriously. It's stupid. It's truly stupid to be comparing these two games. Now you can have your opinion about whatever about Call of Duty as a series, as a franchise in general, but leave it out. Leave it out of these Splatoon discussions because they have nothing to do with each other, and it really bugs me when people are doing that because they're not going to stop making Call of Duty just because this game is selling well. Just because this game is awesome and is doing really well, it doesn't mean that they're not going to make any more Call of Duty. And they're not going to stop making this game because some people like Call of Duty better. It has nothing to do. They're not related to each other at all. So just seriously, leave it alone. Enjoy the game and whatever. That's just something that I it's like a personal insult. Like people take it so personally. Now I want you to watch this Ink Strike because I'm pretty sure it helped win the game. And here's something kind of, you can see it over on the right. There's something kind of weird that I like taking advantage of. And you couldn't see the map beforehand, but we were losing this match by quite a bit. And we made this huge comeback at the end. But Ink Strikes, right when time is up, you can launch an Ink Strike and it will take effect after the buzzer has gone off. I said buzzer, not buzzard. It might sound like I said buzzard, the bird, but I said buzzer. So you can actually, I'm switching weapons here. I'm going back to roller because, like I said, these two maps are better for rollers. But you can launch an Ink Strike at the end, and it will still take effect, and no one can do anything about it. So the time is up, but you already launched it, and you still get credit for it. It still counts towards the win. And I know for a fact I've won matches by launching Ink Strikes right at the end because we've won by like maybe 2 or 3%. And I think that's kind of cheap. I'm not going to lie. I think it's extremely cheap. But I do it all the time. I don't care. I have no regrets. No regrets. So here we're going to the last set of the matches that I played for this. I just want to say how good of a game this is. It really is. If you still haven't played it, if you have a Wii U and you still haven't played this game, you really need to get your hands on this game. It's a really solid game. It still has a few issues. But I think they're dumb little issues that I think Nintendo can fix with maybe some patches. Like I said, mostly not being able to switch weapon and gear between matches, only having 2 matches rotating every 4 hours, and please go ahead and update the matchmaking because I want to be able to play with my friends. Um, it really bugs me that I can't do that. But aside from that, like seriously, this this game is solid. It's a really really good game, and it's amazing that it's uh, been such a hit, and it's amazing that I haven't gotten completely sick and tired of. Now I want you to look right here. No one bothered inking this side. This is part of our home turf. Okay, this is on our territory. So please explain to me why. Just my entire team decided to bypass and go straight for the middle. The only part that you're fighting, you know, you're going to be fighting against the other team for this middle ground, right? So explain to me why you wouldn't get the easy to paint territory that we already own. We should be painting our territory from the get-go. That should be the first thing we do when we start a match. Paint your own territory. Paint your home base. Paint your spawn point. Because I've seen matches that definitely people have lost the match because they didn't paint their home turf. Because this middle ground, it's gonna go back and forth. It's gonna switch allegiances uh, dozens of times during the match, and the home turf is probably not. You know what I mean? It's not going. It's not going to switch allegiances in the middle of the game. I couldn't get up there, and I had to run away before I died. But yeah, that's something that really bothers me. Like the strategy, I don't think a lot of people really get um, how to play this game, and it's frustrating a little bit. I mean, it's just a game, but seriously, guys, people out there, you really need to ink your own territory before you go off trying to ink the enemy territory or the neutral ground here in the middle. Really. But you can see, I mean, I like the Kraken. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty good for what it is. Um, I mean, I usually like to save it until I'm either out of ink or I am about to get shot, and then I just equip it really quickly. Um, yeah, but I really wish there was a roller with ink strike, and like I said, maybe it will at one point have maybe at level 20, because there is one more roller that I haven't unlocked, and it unlocks at level 20. So I'm not sure if that's the one or not, but yeah, lost this match. Oh well. So yeah, I recorded one last match. It was on Kelp Dome, so you'll be able to see the difference between shooters and rollers on that stage. Uh, Pretty exciting stuff. Like I said, this game solid, really really solid. But I think in this game specifically, you will see what happens when your team completely ignores the base area and just starts going off and doesn't cover the home turf. Uh, I think people just really need to understand the strategy of the game. I think people are trying to play this game like they do other shooters, and this was my mistake for assuming my team was going to take care of the home turf, but they did not. So you'll see that in a bit. But anyway, so as far as everything else that I covered in the first video, I mean, like I said, a lot of the things are still the same. I really hope they do take care of some of those things that I mentioned. But otherwise, I mean, you can complain. I mean, there's always something to complain about if you think about it. But there's no need, I don't think. The game's fun. The game is fun despite its flaws, and that's actually a really good sign because now here we go. Look at this. First of all, no one bothered. Look at all the empty space. So while I am busy, this should have been like the first thing we did. Look at it. It's just it makes my voice squeaky. It frustrates me so much to see how people just don't understand the concept of splat cover the most ground, and they're leaving entire chunks. Whatever. Anyways, finishing up here. So yeah, I just finished watching the Nintendo Digital event, and yikes. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. If you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Compared to, I mean, compared to what they did last year, Lord Almighty. That's it. But anyway, back to Splatoon. Hope you guys are really enjoying this game as much as I am, and looking forward to whatever game modes and other additions that they're planning on soon, because I don't know if they anticipated how well this game is doing, especially in Japan, but they've really struck gold with this game. I'm really happy with it, and they should be as well because it's a lot of fun. Yeah, there you see it. We lost, and people, if you're watching, don't make these rookie mistakes. And none of these guys, except number 6, level 6 guy down there, Jordan, he was a rookie. But the rest of us, we should have known better. We should have known better. Anyway, that's going to do it for this. Really, again, pick up this game. Seriously. And also, I didn't talk about the single player mission. I beat it. The only thing it's good for, in my opinion, is to unlock new weapons. It's really short, and it's really not hard at all. There's also this vote going on, cats versus dogs, and if you win, if you pick the winning side, you get something. I have no idea. I didn't really pay attention. Yeah. Anyway, you can also look around and see the graffiti around the town. If you make a Miiverse post, and you draw it, you can sometimes see your drawing on the walls here. It's kind of cool. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this this little video. Yeah, I'm just I don't know what I was doing, but you can see, and you can give it a yeah if you're into that sort of thing. That's actually a really good drawing of the Thundercat symbol. Anyway, until next time, guys. See ya.